Hi, this is Mike. Welcome to the Mic Drop. During the duration of my trip home today, I recovered a little bit of my voice. So, uh, in true Malahan fashion, of course, I'm giving it right back out to you guys. Um, but it's okay. I'll keep it brief because, honestly, I have a job interview tomorrow. And it's going to be a little bit of fun going in if I sound like this. I don't know that I'll be as competitive as the other candidates, but if they hear the reasons why I'm hoarse, maybe I'll have a leg up. I don't know. Good news is, it's out of my hands. I just get to do me and then let everybody else do them. So, some of you guys didn't know this, and I don't know why I didn't think to mention it until now, but I live in St. Louis, Missouri right now. I drove 6 hours, which you lose an hour going out there, so it's like 7 hours from here to get out to Middlebury, Indiana. The reason I came out to St. Louis is because that's all where my family is from. My aunts, uncles, grandma, grandpa all live in like the St. Louis, St. Charles, Chesterfield, O'Fallon, St. Peter's kind of area. So this is where I always, kids, whenever your parents are driving you to grandma's for Christmas or, wherever you're going for Christmas and it's not your own house, this is where I would go. I would come towards St. Louis. So my fam is here. Um, but yeah, so some people were asking me like, well, Malahan, can we talk today? Can we talk tomorrow? Like, I'm so glad you came up. Like, I've been dying to have someone to kind of finally talk to about this. Like, are you going to stick around? Yes, I am. I'm not going anywhere. Um, but in true, I'm going to say it in true new Malahan fashion. Um, Self care is a huge priority that's slept on right now. So that's why I did a little bit today. And I know some of you are yelling at me that I should save my voice anyway. I love you. You are awesome. You're entitled to your truth. But that doesn't mean I have to stop. So I'm going to keep talking for just a little bit longer. Okay. Um, I would have loved to have heard anything today from any of the school board members, from any of the school corporation employees, anything whatsoever from corporate or no. I didn't hear a thing. Nobody reached out to me saying they wanted to talk. Nobody reached out to me saying, "Hey, sorry, we put a seemed like almost an unlawful, no, maybe not unlawful, unjust trespass on you after seeing what you actually did while you were there." Like, no one's apologized for that. No one's reached out for that. And you'd think with a corporation like Middlebury Entitlement Schools, they would pride themselves on looking the part after they screwed up. Um, Maybe they're slacking, but of course, it's one day away from summer vacation. Maybe they're done working already. I don't know. It's been a while since I've worked during the summer of that corporation, and from what I remember, it was fun. So, one thing that I wanted to share, this is the main reason I came on. Tomorrow night, June 6th, there is a school board meeting. I have not been invited. In fact, I have legally been uninvited to speak at the school board meeting. Period. So if anybody comes out today and said, hey, our bad, we really wanted Malahan to be here to speak at the school board meeting, we really were going to reach out to him and we just didn't. No, none of that's happening. Like, I am literally in St. Louis. I have an interview at a school Believe it or not, I got an interview at a school corporation, and then I don't know if someone saw the videos or not, but I got a couple of calls today from alternative high schools that work with some of the local public schools around here, and they read my resume and I got calls. They're like, hey, you sound like you'd be really perfect for an alternative school. Would you want to come and interview with us? Do you have children in need? Yeah. Yeah, I'll interview. What time do you want me there? So tomorrow at 9 in the morning, I've got an interview. Wednesday in the afternoon, I think at 5 in the evening, I have another interview. And then the third school that called me, we haven't set up the interview yet, but they want it before the end of the week. So sometime during this time, I'll have a couple of interviews. I'm telling you that for a couple of reasons. One, if anyone this week from Middlebury Community Schools tried to reach out to me and say, hey, can you come in and talk with us? Our bad, we're sorry, like, we'd really like to do that. For right now and for the next, probably for the remainder of this week, I'm going to be doing job interviewing here in St. Louis. Ironically, I'm not going to prioritize going back to the old job that led me to the point of, deep anxiety and depression over a new potential school system that may actually embrace a little bit more diversity and individuality. It's just kind of how I'm feeling, and I could be wrong. I can always be wrong, but I'm going to go for that anyway. It's Mike's Drop, Mike Truth, that's what I'm going to say. As you can tell, I haven't lost any of my energy today. I've just lost the instrument's loudness as much, which I would sacrifice every day of the week. If I could go out and lose my voice yesterday even more and not be able to speak this entire week for any job interviews, I'll find a way to learn American Sign Language as fast as I possibly can, and I'll still lose my voice. And anybody that actually knows me and has known me my whole life would say, yeah, that's Mahan. Yeah, pretty sure. And I don't have to say that anymore. There are thousands of people now on my Facebook, commenting on my Twitch feed, commenting on my YouTube stuff, and they're saying their truths. They're confirming this, and I didn't even ask. So, props to you for being courageous enough to share your truth, folk. Love. Good job. So, I had an idea while I was driving the 6 hours home today. I did make it safely, as you can tell, I'm back home. So, here's kind of my thought. I would love to be able to go and speak at the school board meeting. If they invited me, there's nothing more that I probably would have wanted to do if I'd known in advance and could plan for it. I totally would have. That being the case, since I'm not, I'm going to tell you something that is true that no one wants you to know. Middlebury Community Schools operates in a way that when tragedy strikes and they look bad, they intentionally try to keep it as quiet as possible. And if it has to explode, they're going to try to make it so that it happens right around the time there's going to be a big break. Okay? Perfect example. If you look back on what happened back in March and April, and again, I'm not condoning anything. The timing is the timing. I'm just looking at how everybody reacted to it. Middlebury Community Schools did not address the situation until like 3 or 4 weeks after it happened, partly because spring break was in the middle of it. Now, look at the timeline. There's an incident that happened, and then there's the rest of that week, and then there's the rest of the week afterward until spring break, right? So look at what your school system did. Just evaluate their actions. Did they immediately go into lockdown and protect the kids and all that stuff? Absolutely. A school is supposed to, they wouldn't be able to be considered a school system if they didn't at least do the state legal stuff correctly. And thank God at least for that, right? So anyway, if I could go, I would have 3 minutes to speak. And I've been told that everyone who wants to speak at a school board meeting only has 3 minutes to speak. And this is a question I would like to ask. What would it be like? You know how some teachers do like the flipped classroom? Like they will teach to a video on how to do it so the kids can watch it over and over and over again and get the lecture multiple times. And then they show up at class and the environment that is teaching is actually more of a group learning and you're doing your homework and studying together and that kind of stuff. That's the idea behind the flipped classroom. Not everybody does it well, and there are plenty of lazy people that do it wrong. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying that's a mic truth. That's something I've experienced, and I've dropped it. I thought about what it would be like if I asked someone to go on my behalf to the school board with a statement from me. And that didn't feel quite right, even though dozens of people have already offered. I thought about recording a video and asking it to be played during the school board meeting. I thought, ain't no way I'm going to be able to say whatever I need to say in 3 minutes. Look at these mic drops, man. We got tons of stuff to talk about. They ain't going to allow that. The reason I mentioned the flipped classroom is I wonder what it would be like if we held the school board meeting as the community and the school board members and the administrators only got 3 minutes to respond to how we felt. And we had to cut them off. I wonder, if it flipped a couple of times, just kind of how that would feel to them. Not to say that there's anything. Here's the thing I got to tell you guys about, okay? Now, I'll say that to the end, because I'm going to keep some of my voice for tomorrow. if you feel so led to go and continue the advocacy that was started as a result of my desire to cheer for my kids at graduation, I support you 100%. If that's what comes out of this as a result of that, I'll hop on, I'll buy a ticket, I'll start leading the train if we have to. It wasn't the goal. Obviously, it's not why I went into it, but I'm not going to stop it if there's dozens and dozens of my kids and former graduates and community school, like Middlebury community schools cannot be called Middlebury community schools if every time someone in Middlebury community opens their mouth, they block them on Facebook, try to cancel them, and try to remove any association with them whatsoever with Northridge. Do you know right now that Middlebury Community Schools is blocking your graduates from their own websites right now as we speak? Just because they liked that they heard me cheering for them down the street. How sick is that, man? That's just, man, it's kind of nasty. It gives that like toxic feel to it, just wrong. But hey, they're them. They get to do what they want. So I would say this. If you are wanting to know what I would say at the school board meeting, I'll tell you what. Tomorrow, after my job interview, when I'm done, I'll come home and I'll record another mic drop. And there will be a 3-minute portion of it that I will say during that video of, if I were at the school board meeting and I got 3 minutes to speak, here's what I would say. I promise you I will get that out to you tomorrow, and it will be done probably in the late morning. Because if you want to represent something that I'm going to say, I want you to have time to listen to what I have to say to make your own conclusions on if you want to say it. Shocker that I would care about your opinion in representing me, right? Like, that's just like so far-fetched. You never see it. It's the truth. I'm not going to ask anybody to do anything for me, ever. But people are asking what they can do to help me. And I would be a hypocrite if I told people, no, you can't help me, I got this on my own, when my entire life is devoted to helping others. So, it's not pride when you can't do it on your own, it's pride when you say you can. Middlebury Entitlement Schools will become a community again when it embraces every person in its community. Until then, it's Middlebury Selective Entitlement Schools. I've rebranded them because that's what their actions are showing. Their words can say whatever they want. Their videos, they can show whatever they want. They can put a twist on anything. Wait till I tell you how they screwed around with the data that your kids provided over the last 3 or 4 years to try to make numbers look prettier for everybody that's looking in. It's ridiculous. I can't. There's just so much. But anyway. I'm going to process this tonight a little bit more. Kind of glad I got home. Going to take some more self-care, but I feel led that if people are feeling that strongly that they want to keep this going, I'm gonna get something down. I'm gonna write something down. I'm gonna get something said tomorrow. Hopefully you guys are able to hear me and you're not just trying to interpret what I'm saying. You're probably leaning in real close because it's hard to hear me sometimes regularly, but look forward to it tomorrow. I love you guys, non-stop. Y'all have been throwing love at me all day long, and I haven't been able to respond because I've been driving. Don't text and drive. Not smart. Yeah, so, look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Thank you always so much for your love and support. This is Mike on the Mic Drop, and we out.